All right, gamers, huddle up. We need to talk. I was in your bushes on Valentine's Day for unrelated reasons, and what I saw shocked me. Some of you got it in, or got it in you, and you're doing great. Hit the showers, you scamps. You absolutely reek of it. The rest of you, though, I have worked my entire life to cultivate an audience of power plowers and hammer holes. And if you're not living up to that potential, that reflects badly on me. Do you think this is some kind of a joke? Am I the kind of person that would joke about sex? Gamers, this is serious. So I'm gonna give you a crash course real quick. Number one, whether you're swinging for bros, babes, or anything in between, everyone prefers chocolate to flowers. What am I, on a diet? Get that shit out of my face and out of this bush. They taste horrible. Number two, you are going to need fists that move like water. If water was a fist and not a liquid but a solid, but not like ice because that breaks pretty easily, and you're gonna want it to be hot like a roaring fire instead of cold. I feel like this one's pretty self-explanatory, so let's move on. Number three, do not make eye contact under any circumstance. Stare at a wall at a 90-degree angle from the person you're talking to like you're deep in thought. I don't know why this works, but it does. And number four, just kind of like chill, man. Sometimes you just won't click. That's fine. Worst case scenario, you just end up saving yourself time. Rejection's not the worst thing in the world. Now get out there, and maybe you won't have to spend next Valentine's Day in the bushes observing gamers on all levels. Instead, you'll spend it in the bushes like me, for unrelated reasons. I'm Lyle Rath, and this is Pregame Discharge, the only video game show that's mind seems to be somewhere else, even though it's making good conversation and it's driving your curiosity wild. Bungie has been bought by Sony. This news coming after the monster acquisition of Activision by Microsoft, and like 5 minutes after we released our last episode because they're fucking scared of me. Who posts a goddamn press release at 10:05 specifically? I don't even play Destiny 2. What are you afraid I'm gonna do? Make a joke about how they keep vaulting content they made you pay for, or how there's no matchmaking for raids, or how you can't save loadouts in a gear-based game, or how the ghost never shuts the fuck up and has never had anything interesting to say, or how skill trees suck, or how you're forced to return to the tower constantly, or how you can't actually do anything on your ship, or how Transmog and Eververse are atrociously bad and New Light was left in shambles after most of the free content was sunset, or how any new player who picks up the game now would inevitably be left with a constant sense of FOMO, or like say it was boring and grindy or something. I would never say something like that. I don't care about Destiny 2. It is kind of funny though that Bungie, as the company that created Halo and used to publish under Activision, is now owned by their competition. Let that be a lesson to you console war kiddies. There is no loyalty involved in what games end up on what consoles. It's just business. Nintendo did one of those direct Nintendos with a hot wad of steamy new games. They announced a new Fire Emblem Dynasty Warriors thing if you thought your dramatic orchestra music didn't have enough musts and shalls over it.
We must show.
Must.
There's going to be a new Mario Soccer. That's Mario American Football for all you Britishes in the crowd. The game will feature 8-player online and offline multiplayer, customizable gear, and Mario can harness the power of the... Oh, god damn it. The new Kirby game revealed that Kirby stretches his whole entire body over a human car. I'm sure they said some other stuff too, but they started with that and I couldn't focus on anything else. The franchise that launched 1,000 Wiimotes through television sets worldwide is back. That's right, there's going to be a Nintendo Switch Sports. Is your grandma going to be duped into buying this one too? These Nintendo executives sure hope so, as they destroy children at fake volleyball.
I can't move around the way I used to, so I programmed the game to make the child lose every time.
That's brilliant, Koizumi-san. Ricky Rat and all your other favorite Disney characters are getting a free-to-play Mario Kart knockoff. Mickey himself possesses the power of, and I quote, symphonic speed.
Symphonic speed.
Which I think is when they make it in a lab instead of crushing up Adderall. But if you're not all of a sudden too good to do it the old-fashioned way, real Mario Kart is getting some paid DLC. Or it's air quotes free if you have the Switch Inflation Pass or whatever, you sicko. They'll be adding a grand total of 48 courses released in batches, some of which are beloved tracks from the franchise's past and others are Choco Mountain. Splatoon 3 got a new fish stick trailer that flipper flopper shows off some kind of egg throw horde mode, aside many features of distinct interest. This is a salmon apparently, I don't know if that means anything to you. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming at ya straight from the planet Anus.
Ionios.
No release date announced yet, but if you're excited for the sequel to a game that apparently gets good 40 hours in, I assume you're patient anyway. There were also trailers for Advance Wars, some Gundam game, and MLB The Show, where I think they implied they cloned a guy. Also, like any Nintendo Direct, they announced a bunch of Switch ports of older games. Probably the one most worth talking about is Cloaca, which looks to be a full-scale remake. Sorry, Colanoa. Sorry, butthole joke. I don't know, I never played it, but it's apparently a cult classic, and I've seen the characters enough people's profile pictures on gaming forums to know that somebody is screaming about this somewhere. But on top of that, there were also ports of Chrono Cross, Front Mission, No Man's Polanski, Assassin's Creed, the Italian Collection, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, the Wii version for some reason. It's hard to believe they'd port a whole ass game by accident, but it still feels like they did it by mistake. Anyway, Portal, Live Alive, and the Switch Virtual Console is getting Earthbound, or as it's called in localization, Undertale for old people. Atomic Heart, which is that game that looks like BioShock but with freaky robots, got a new trailer where weird machines do peculiar things. Look at these crazy fucks being all outlandish and such. If you're fascinated and or perplexed by such odd things, the game is releasing sometime at the end of the year. Street Fighter 6 was announced. They didn't show any footage unless we're speaking literally, but what we do know is Ryu is built like a house now, and the logo is built like a first-year graphic design student's homework assignment. Nah, I'm just joking around. Seriously, guys, stop being so mean to the interns. They don't get paid. Cyberpunk is not bad anymore. Question mark? The game just got its newest giant patch, which officially marks the release of the next-gen version on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series box, and with it kind of puts the game in the state that it was probably intended to launch in. The patch includes new features, balance tweaks, and of course, glitch fixes. So has Cyberpunk finally flagellated itself into the game it promised to be, like No Man's Sky? I don't fucking know. Elden Ring came out this week. You think I'm playing that shit? But at least it's trying. Grand Charisma 7 got a big 30-minute presentation before the game's launch. But if you're not into carring out, you needn't pout. You just needn't. These games typically push the technology pretty far, so you can see some hella graphics. The Among Us Wolf 2 got a trailer, and it's looking sussy or something. I don't know. Wait, is that good or bad? It's supposed to be good. This is Telltale Games' first game since they've come back. If you're not in the know, Telltale Games basically ran out of money and closed in 2018. Like, full-blown. All their games got taken down and everything. But somebody bought them, they're back now, and from the looks of it, with a vengeance, which maybe I'm biased, but I think is the best way to come back. Pokemon did a... Ah! The second most surprising thing is that they actually announced the next mainline Pokemon games. And they're not even that far off. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet are coming out at the end of this year. Pokemon Legends Arceus is like a month old at this point. What I want to know is how much, if anything, it's going to take from that game. They showed some, I wouldn't call it gameplay, but it looks like in-game footage, and it seems like it's built on the same engine at least, although it does look notably less fuck ugly. We also got to see the new starters. Personally, I think if you're not immediately drawn to the little dinosaur guy, you're insane. And the rest of the presentation was pretty much just focused on updates to their various mobiles and free-to-play games. Let me just say, however many of those you think there are, there's like 2 to 3 more than that number. The PlayStation VR2 looks like this. That's it. That's the story. Video game movies. Most of them are total shit, but every now and again, you'll get one that's only kinda shit. Tom Holland has said that he wants to make a Jack and Daxter movie, which gives me the same feeling as watching someone's unattended child break something expensive in a store. Like, I don't have the authority to stop him, but somebody does, and I'm annoyed that they didn't grab his arm and tell him no. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, video game movies and TV shows. They're fucking everywhere. And they're probably only going to get more fucking everywhere. And look, I love video games, and I am as tired as anybody of fucking superheroes. But I think we need to take a step back and assess, because they just announced a third Sonic movie and a live-action spin-off series. Let me just say what I'm trying to say here. Video games are a very powerful medium because you can play them. You take that away, and you're usually not left with the thing that makes them good. Can we please not show them that we will eat anything as long as it looks like the video game, and accept that maybe creative risks have to be taken occasionally even if they don't work out? Yeah, I didn't think so. It was worth a shot. Anyway, here are the game releases for the month. I'm Lyle Rath, and this has been Pregame Discharge. Come back at the end of every month for new episodes. And if you want more video game stuff out of me, I've been streaming on Twitch a lot more. It's twitch.tv/Lyle Rath. I also got a side channel that I dump full streams and highlights on. That should be on the screen somewhere here. All this is going towards getting new cartoons made. So if you want to watch a stream and have a giggle, it will culminate in a more refined giggle down the line. Or you will grow extremely tired of my voice. Either way, I appreciate you now. Fuck off.